Hey, welcome back to Live, Love, Beach to Bay, your insider look at all things life, real estate, and coastal vibes in coastal Delaware. It's Debbie. You know what I'm going to ask you if you've been enjoying these videos, hit the subscribe button because today's episode or video is not to be missed. We've really got something to raise a glass to. According to a brand new ranking from care.com, so care.com is a nationally ranked syndicated publication and website that really talks about where you want to live and what's best for your well-being. Well, Delaware has been named one of the top 5 best places to live in the United States for your well-being. Okay, that's in 2025. So if your well-being is important to you, you want to stick around for this video and you want to hear why Delaware is ranked, care.com, in the top 5 places to live for your well-being. So yes, our little gem of a state really beats out some of the big guys, or a lot of the big guys, and that's thanks to health, happiness, affordability, and lifestyle. So grab your favorite drink. Doesn't have to be an adult libation, although always a good idea when you're talking about coastal vibes. We're gonna break down why people are really loving Delaware, especially here on the coast, and how you can live your best beach life. So let's dive in. So when care.com looked at, again, that cross-section of states across the United States from a standpoint of your well-being, they didn't just look at a doctor's visit or yoga classes. They really had an entire cascade of parameters that really added up to putting Delaware in the top 5, okay? Access to healthcare, cost of living, physical activity rate. So are the people active in Delaware, specifically coastal Delaware? Safety. That's something, again, that I often speak about because, you know, I'm single, I live by myself, I don't have a ferocious dog at the front door or a sophisticated security system, but I feel extraordinarily safe living in coastal Delaware. Community connection. I feel very connected to my community, not only to my neighborhood community, but really to the entire coastal Delaware community. And work-life balance. I work hard, and I make no apologies for that, but I also really know how to balance that with a great work-life balance. So all of those parameters added together and really looked at all these cross sections, and Delaware rated, as I said, in number 5 across the United States. So I think that's a pretty big deal and really makes me feel great about having chosen to make coastal Delaware my home. So I live in Sussex County. I think I've mentioned there are 3 counties in Delaware. Sussex County is the largest county and is the county that really incorporates all of coastal Delaware. So you can paddleboard in the morning, hit up a farmer's market in the afternoon, and be at happy hour by 4. Now I consider that pretty gosh darn good well-being, okay? So if you like sunshine and you like salt air and you like small town vibes, that really is all here in abundance in coastal Delaware. Let's talk this lifestyle. It's not just a vacation, it's actually the way we live, okay? You've got towns like Lewis, Rehoboth, Bethany, Ocean View, Millville, Fenwick, Selbyville, so much more. They all have their own flavor, but really most of these towns are very walkable. They've got clean, accessible beaches, and they've got incredible local restaurants. And that really, that really is the epitome of, the community connection, the outdoor physical activity, and just vitamin D in overload. Most of these communities offer free summer concerts, whether it's in Rehoboth at the boardwalk, Bethany Beach at the boardwalk, Ocean View Park, Millville Park, in the Selbyville area, in the Lewis area. So again, free concerts, that is certainly gotta be a positive for your well-being. Miles of bike trails, biking, running, hiking, all of the above. And as I said, a real sense of community. So, this is a little bit like if you're like me and you remember that great sitcom called Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Most people are going to know your name if you choose to make Sussex County, Coastal Delaware, your place to live, place to thrive. It just has that unbelievable, warm, inviting feel. The pace is a little bit slower here. We have bumper stickers that you'll see on many cars, sometimes on a refrigerator if people don't want to put the bumper sticker on their car. And it's a oval and it says LSD. No, that is not the acronym for that other hallucinogenic drug. LSD stands for Lower, Slower, Delaware. So again, the epitome of what life is really all about. Coastal Delaware, you really can take a deep breath, you can breathe, and in a world full of hustle and bustle, I believe Coastal Delaware allows you to just kind of chill. So let's talk about what often happens later in the day, about 4 p.m. in a whole lot of the local eateries. So you know what I'm thinking. What does happy hour have to do with wellness? Well, joy, laughter, connection, it makes for a good life. And just because it's called happy hour doesn't mean that it's got to be an alcoholic libation. There are wonderful non-alcoholic. There are wonderful mocktails. It's just the environment where you get together, where you laugh, where you have joy, where you smile, where you go elbow to elbow with friends and neighbors or family. And down here, happy hour isn't just about the drinks. It's about catching up with neighbors, listening to live music, and being present. So while I call it happy hour, it can be happy hour with a mocktail. It can be happy hour with a fabulous cup of coffee. I can drink coffee from early morning to late at night. Doesn't keep me awake. I still sleep unbelievably well. But when I talk about happy hour, I'm just talking about the gathering, friends, connection, live music, laughter, joy, loud voices, soft voices, and really just that connection with other humans. And I think in Sussex County, it happens more often than it does anywhere else. So what are some of my favorites? Well, I talk about them in many different videos. I absolutely love Glucose Bethany. I love Harpoon Hannah's, especially if I can get there on a boat. And I even love the Starboard. The Starboard is in Dewey, and it's got a younger feel, but I have to tell you, I don't feel out of place there. I've been there with my children. I've been there with family members. I've been there with neighbors. So all of the above are great places to make those connections. So in a world filled with stress, we talked a little bit about the hustle and the bustle. Well, what causes so much stress to each and every one of us? And no matter what place you are in your life, financial stress can be extremely difficult. It can weigh on you. It can tax your heart. It can tax your head. It can tax your mojo, so to speak. But that's again where Delaware shines, okay? We've got no sales tax, no, zero. I don't know what's less than zero, I'm not sure, but zero is zero, no sales tax. We have low property taxes. Sussex County, as a matter of fact, has the isn't that coincidental, fifth lowest property taxes in the nation, and Care.com rated us as the 5th best state to live in for well-being. I think there's a connection there. We've got very affordable home insurance. So, we are not a state that is afflicted, unfortunately, with a lot of weather disruptions and things like that. My heart breaks for those states that have tornadoes and hurricanes and a lot of nor'easters and things like that. And that certainly does contribute to difficult home insurance issues. It doesn't exist here in Delaware. Yes, we've got this unbelievable coast. We certainly have a beach and there's some erosion, and there are parts of coastal Delaware that are considered floodplains. But in the 10 years that I've lived here, we have not had a destructive storm do any significant damage to our homes and property in coastal Delaware. So for retirees, this means that more of your fixed income goes to fun, okay? Not fees. And fun should be stress-free. Financial worries really should not be part of retirement living. I know they are for many, but Delaware can make it a whole lot more sweet, more enjoyable, and certainly much more affordable. While we often talk about, retirees and mature or, seasoned individuals moving to Delaware, Delaware is also quite a destination for younger families, especially if someone has the ability to be a remote worker and, something like that, because it is so much less expensive to live here than DC, Philly, New Jersey, New York, etc. And I'm, love all of those areas. I've mentioned it a time or two. I was born and raised in New England. I raised my family outside of Philadelphia. In that other career before real estate and being kind of a YouTube, creative individual, I actually worked in many of those states, but they are much more expensive for everything, whether it's housing, whether it's insurance, whether it's the cost of living. All of those areas are more expensive. So while we certainly have captured the retiree market, we are also becoming quite the destination for younger families who are just looking for the quality of life and the affordability that coastal Delaware represents. So how do you tap into this top tier lifestyle? Well, you start by finding the right home base, whether you want new construction with community amenities, a quiet beach cottage, a townhome near the boardwalk, or a resort style neighborhood like Bayside or Millville by the Sea. There is something here for absolutely everyone, okay? Whether it's builders like Shell, Beazer, Lennar, Christopher Companies, Ryan, Di Natale, and D.R. Horton and DRB. I mean, they're all here, the big ones, the more local ones, etc. And I can be your tour guide. So remember, you've been enjoying these videos, enjoying the energy and enthusiasm and spirit that I am bringing to these videos. Hit the subscribe button, stick around for another video, email me, text me, call me. You can do all of the above. Okay? I would absolutely love to be your tour guide. And even if you're not ready for the tour guide, if you just want to learn more and you want to find out if Debbie really is as energetic and as committed to this coastal Delaware lifestyle as I profess to be, pick up the phone, text me, send me something. So whether you're dreaming of retiring near the beach, escaping city stress, or just want more balance in your life, coastal Delaware is calling. And according to care.com, the data backs it up, okay? But you don't need a study or a care.com article to tell you everything that you already know in your heart. Fresh air, friendly people, slower pace, it all feels good. And if it feels good, it probably is good. So come for the real estate, stay for the oysters and the ocean breezes. Your beach life awaits, and I'd love to help you find it. Live, love, beach to bay. Debbie Zyskowski, realtor, fitness enthusiast, but most importantly, I am just a lover of everything vitamin D, some sand in my toes, and I am a happy camper. Okay, if you enjoyed this button, hit the like button, subscribe to Live, Love, Beach to Bay, and let me know in the comments. What does well-being mean to you? You know what it means to me. It means vitamin D. It means the ability to get outside, run, bike, and enjoy everything about coastal Delaware safely, and really living this life where you live, where you play, where you work, and you thrive each and every day.